Mitt Romney's firms were pioneers at helping companies outsource their manufacturing.
The Obama outsourcing attacks: misleading, unfair, and untrue.
So the subject of the ad wars this week was outsourcing, as we were just discussing. But I think what was most striking about the ads was less the subject than the tone, which was pretty intense for July of a general election year. Let's look at both of them back to back. First, the Obama ad, and then the answering Romney ad, and then we'll talk about them.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
The Chinese are smiling all the way to the bank, taking our jobs and taking a lot of our future. And I'm not willing to let that happen.
He made a fortune letting it happen. Newly published documents show Mitt Romney's firms were pioneers at helping companies outsource their manufacturing to countries including China, bragging they were a one-stop shop for their outsource requirements. Mitt Romney's not the solution, he's the problem.
I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
When a president doesn't tell the truth, how can we trust him to lead? The Obama outsourcing attacks: misleading, unfair, and untrue. There was no evidence that Mitt Romney shipped jobs overseas. Candidate Obama lied about Hillary Clinton.
So shame on you, Barack Obama.
But America expects more from a president. Obama's dishonest campaign: another reason America has lost confidence in Barack Obama.
So what's the first interesting thing to me is that the Obama campaign clearly thinks that the main argument that Mitt Romney has for his resume, that he ran Bain Capital so successfully, is now his weakest point.
Absolutely. I mean, they see Bain and his record at Bain as sort of the point of the spear for attacking him. And I really love the line about how one-stop shopping for outsourcing. Now that makes it very, very personal, and that the fact that they show the type from, I don't know what that document was, but it kind of takes it out of the realm of just, you know, kind of accusations in the air to, like, this is a document from his business. And I think it kind of plays to the anxiety that David was talking about, but also a sort of uncertainty about, well, what does this all mean? Yeah. I don't think people know what companies do to outsource jobs.
Yeah, I don't know what anybody's making of any of this whole barrage of ads, especially in these certain areas of the country that are just being inundated by these things. But for the Obama campaign, if all they can leave behind is the residue of this guy Mitt Romney, all I know about him is that he worked at this Bain place, and what did they do? I don't know. They sent jobs to China, and that's all they need to leave behind.
Yeah, but then the Romney response I thought was really striking. It doesn't exactly call the president a liar, but it's pretty close. Yeah. It's really the next thing to it.
So is this unusual to have the ads so nasty so early in the
Well, I think it is, but you know, maybe I'm being naive.
Well,
what do you think?
Calling somebody a liar is really blunt. I mean, I've noticed politicians in general really do stop pretty short of calling somebody a liar. They kind of come up with, well, you know, sort of, he hasn't been forthcoming or some kind of. This is really out there.
It said the Obama ad was a lie, not that Obama was a liar. So to be fair to that, but we're pretty close to the line pretty early. That's
it's fascinating because going into this whole thing, the whole sense was a lot of people liked Obama. You know, they voted for him. We need to wean a lot of those voters over to our side. We got to kind of go soft on the guy. You know, and that was their whole kind of focus group approach. The Republicans really now it's like full blown. You know, when you start basically calling his campaign a lie.
Right, but the tension in this whole conversation arises from the fact that jobs aren't being created at a very high rate. If it was everybody's a little more comfortable, this wouldn't have so much tension in it.
Absolutely. I mean, we creating so few jobs that unemployment at this pace will start to go up before the election. And I think the Romney people correctly calculate that the biggest problem, the biggest vulnerability that Obama has is that people are dissatisfied with his performance on the economy and the number of jobs. And to the extent that they can argue, you may not like me, but you want to change, that's how Romney gets elected.
What's your sense that we'll have, obviously, July's unemployment numbers in a little ways from now, but will those be the last defining moment, or will all the other ones, the next few ones?
Well, I think the people who study this, the history is that this is the key time, the months about now, people's impressions get formed. My guess is if the numbers were good next time, people will discount them. They'll say, oh, it was a fluke after 3 bad numbers. So it's almost certainly to cut negatively.